Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do Freezing Vibrations Episode 2 review. Okay, look, man, wow. The E-Pandora are getting stung. I mean, well, first of all, there is a clear difference here when it comes to the background status of the E-Pandora and the regular Pandora. At least on average, I suppose. Because I don't think every Pandora comes from like a well-established family. Like wealthy, like I don't think every Pandora is from that standing. I mean, because I remember, Rana, she came right from the bed. Like, she just came in. She was like, bro, I'm here. So, I don't think that she was from an established family. At least I don't think so. But the E-Pandora, it seems that all of them have tough backgrounds. The one girl, Gina, she was sold off by her parents, and then she went from place to place to place to place to place, and then came there, and she became an E-Pandora. And then when it came to the other girl, the one who first fought, I think her name is Rattle, something like that. She came here because she was starving. So, and then in the case of Amelia, we see like an image of someone on a wheelchair who may be her brother or cousin, something. So there are obvious reasons as to why these E-Pandora do what they do. And it's probably because they're getting some kind of funding or some kind of shelter or something that benefits them or their family, their loved ones, something of that nature. So there's obvious reasons as to why they do what they do. But in the case of the regular Pandora, a lot of them, I remember, they do come up from like higher echelon families. And, come on, like Satellite L. Bridget. She's from the L. Bridget family. And that's one person I actually mentioned in the last video that I did. The first episode review of Freezing, where they missed the whole sibling arc. And I think they did, because I don't remember the sibling arc in Season 1. So I'm thinking, oh yeah, there's a whole sibling thing. And then like you see like the status of the L. Bridget family, and you're like, whoa, like what, money, just straight up money. Like they rain this shit down. So there's obvious a lot of even Kazuya's family, they're well established. So it's kind of like there's an obvious, when it comes to, I would say, the average Pandora, there's a clear difference in just social status, or at least in family status, when it comes to the average Pandora and then the E-Pandora. So average E. Whoa. Yeah. Alright, there. Yeah, yeah, more like it. So their motivations are different, but the end result is still the same. It's to save humanity. I mean, that's just the end result. That's the end result of the whole goddamn Pandora project in the first place. To save humanity from the ones that are coming over from the other dimension, that are basically trying to lay waste to the planet. Or lay waste or control the planet. I forgot which one it was. The Nova, when they just they come out there. And so I forgot what it was exactly. Either waylace to the planet, take over the planet, something like that, to wipe all humanity off the planet, something of that nature. I forget. But they come from another dimension. Either way, when it came to the actual mock battle, because before then it was a lot of just fucking around with Rana and Salas as usual. It's basically like, I want to be with Kazuya. No, I want to be with Kazuya. Why are you in his room? Or why is he in your room? And basically winds up being that Kazuya's like, fuck it, I'll take the single by myself, and you two go together. That's the way it winds up panning out. And then there's a whole scene where they are in this pool area, and Elizabeth just always butt naked. It's like, okay, so she's like always butt naked, titties bouncing everywhere and shit. Just want to dive in those things. Just want to dive. And basically, it's the whole talk about the Pandoras and the project itself. And then they go to the mock battle, pretty much, right there. And it's basically some girl from England, some girl from Korea, and then after that came Elizabeth. The E-Pandoras, well, the first girl, she didn't do good at all. She got wasteland. She got Will's one punch over. The second chick got straight up high kicks. It was like, whoa. And the Korean girl was gonna smash her skull in, but then of course she stopped. And then when it came to Amelia, she did a much better job. It's just that, I mean, because actually she's the only E-Pandora right now that can materialize a Volt weapon. So she's obviously way ahead of the other E-Pandora, that's for sure. Which would imply that she's actually spent a long time in the project of the E-Pandora project. Of course, we don't know exactly at this point in time in the anime. But the thing about that is that it was so unfair because it was Elizabeth. I was like, oh no. Because I'm like, oh, because she's so powerful. Elizabeth is powerful, bro. I mean, of course, she's not like, you know, she fall in love. She's a freak. She's the best Pandora they got. Oh, she fall air child. She's the best one. She's out of all the Pandoras that exist on the planet. She's numero uno. And y'all see what happened. Y'all gonna see in this arc, like, whoa, no. She's disgusting. But Elizabeth is no slouch. I mean, she's the second best in West Genetics for a freaking reason. She is fierce. She's fierce, man. And she went up against Amelia without materializing her Volt weapons. It was just straight up hand to hand with her. And she was taking her out. She was fucking around with her. And then, I mean, even though beforehand there was a whole talk where it was like, how strong are you? I'm 3 times as strong as Gina and the others. And she's like, well, you're only 3 times as strong. So I'm debating on whether or not I should use my weapon or not. Probably not. I'm here to actually gain data. And then at first it seemed like she was being like a real bitch. But after the fight and after the beatdown, it winds up like, and after the whole reveal stuff, it winds up being like where like they're sitting at the dinner table. And basically, it's just the E-Pandora talking to the other Pandoras, and the other Pandoras, of course, Elizabeth. She has this charisma, and this charisma affects and actually motivates others around her to go along with her pace. And basically, it's like, we're just here to make you stronger. At the end of the day, we're here to benefit humanity. No matter what the reason, whether we come from a poor background or from a wealthy, established background, we are here to save humanity from the brink of destruction. And we need more Pandoras because there is a small number of people that are actually compatible with the stigma. So if we can broaden that to almost all the female populace, well, not all, almost all, but like a certain percentage of the, if we can broaden in general, right? Get more Pandoras, all right? And train the E-Pandora to be on the same level as the actual Pandora, then our chances of survival are drastically increased. So at the end of the day, what we're doing here is for the benefit of humanity, and we need you. Like on some like Uncle Sam shit, like we need you. So like that was good. Like it was good. And, like all the other, like even Rana, she was in there. Salaz was in there. She's on a smile. She's like, yeah, she's a natural born leader. So that was actually very good because now, because even after all of that animosity, after all that hate, after all that hesitation, before the mock battle, during the mock battle, after the mock battle, when it came to the dinner, after everything's said and done, they're able to have this unity and this cohesion. And it all stems from the same person who beat the shit out of Amelia, Elizabeth. So that was actually very good, very well played, very well structured in the entire episode. But at the end, there's a wrench in the plan, and then the girl, the woman who actually leads the E-Pandora, the E-Pandora project, she basically gets news from her CEO, from the guys who donate, who give her the funds to have this project working, and they say, yeah, we need to go on to now, I think it's called Mark 4, I believe. So they're taking it up to the next level, right? They're gonna go Super Saiyan 2 right now, and they're gonna, of course, do some kind of alternate. They're gonna try and do some experiments here, and they're gonna try to either. I mean, we don't know exactly what they're gonna do, but when we see the preview for next episode, at the end of the episode, we see like a little scene here where it's pretty much like Gina, and she's like being tested on, and it's not looking too pretty because I think she's crying, and it's like she's very uncomfortable. But they're gonna do something, but it's called Mark 4. We don't know what it is. It may be enhanced stigma of the E-Pandora. We don't know. No idea, but we'll see. But obviously, it's to try and make them stronger in some way, shape, or form. Better. But again, no one really knows. So that being said, all right, the episode overall, it was, in my opinion, a good episode. All right, they did actually have a nice transition between those points, but between the animosity, the hatred, the hesitation, and at the end of the day, cohesion, unity by the same person who beat the shit out of their top E-Pandora. And then, I mean, of course, the stuff before that was the usual Rana and Satellizer, like, no, Kazuya, they're still duking it out. Of course, we all know where Kazuya sides, but Rana, she's still struggling. And at the end of it, that whole little sub-cliffhanger, that wrench in the plan where things are not going to go out the way they thought they were, duh. So, of course, that may lead to some kind of issue later on, because that's what normally happens in Freezing, where there's always some kind of wrench, because the CEO, the higher-up dudes are like, you know what, let's accelerate the plans ahead of schedule, yeah. And then that winds up fucking shit up, always. But then again, that's just the way, apparently, some of the plots of the story go. But either way, the episode was good. My personal opinion, animation was actually on point when it came to like that one scene, especially when it came to the Korean girl punching the staff of Gina, and then it was like straight up take you out one kick, then yeah, right there on the head. And then when it came to just the Axel turns and the Tempest turns, those were very nice, very cool to see that they're still in high quality combat animation. Of course, seeing just the titties voluptuous, this boing boing boing, you're like, yeah, Phelps. It's like, fuck it, you just want to dive in them shits. And then, of course, that one scene where just Elizabeth, it was before she tried to knock her out. It was the knee to the gut. You were like, oh, good lord. So, yeah, animation was also pretty good. Well paced, so overrating is going to be good. And I'll leave it at that. So, King of Lightning, be sure, of course, rate, comment, and subscribe as always. Peace. Have a nice day.